Hello, my viewers. Welcome to Hoogar Social Academy. My dear viewers, our since from our last 3 to 4 sessions, we are discussing about very important questions of social science of class 10 standard. We have discussed of 1 mark questions, which the videos which are already uploaded in the form of part 1 and part 2, near about 50 questions are been there. In our second session, we moved with the 2 marks questions, and in our previous session, previous class, we have discussed near about 31 questions. Now let us continue the same session of 2 marks from the question number 32. My dear viewers, watch the video up to the end, which will help you definitely for the progress of your annual exam or the progress of your total marks. These questions are very, very important. And before the start of this session, I would like to say you make others also be the part of Hoogar Social Academy, and don't forget to like, share, as well as subscribe. So let us begin with our 2 mark questions from the question number 32. Our 32 question, what it asks? It asks about, right? The question it talks about how was Goa? How was Goa liberated? How was Goa liberated from Portuguese? From Portuguese. How was Goa liberated from Portuguese? Our next 33rd question, right? Okay, this is from the history topic. Again, the one more question. What were what were the features of fascism? Now fascism, it's about under the leadership of the Italy dictator Mussolini. Okay, fascism. What are the features? Okay, this is the question. How was Goa liberated from Portuguese? What were the features of fascism? List out the raw materials. List out the raw materials used in the paper industry. Now this is the question from the geography part. Okay, paper industry. What are the different materials, raw materials are being used for the making of it and making of the paper? Now the 35th question, what it says, it's asked about the southwest monsoon, again from the geography. The southwest monsoon winds starts. Okay, it's regarding the rate rating monsoon. The question is on the rate rating monsoon. The southwest monsoon will start receding from October. Receding from October. From October. The question is why it happens. Okay, why it is there? Why the southwest monsoon wind starts receding from the October month? So why the question is there? Next, self-help groups. Self-help groups. Okay, self-help groups, not for the men. It's for the women's. Self-help groups are playing. They are playing a very important, playing a a vital role in rural areas. In rural in rural areas. How? The question is how they are playing a very important role. Okay, so regarding self help groups, you are going to answer it. How self group help groups are playing the important role in which one? In the rural areas. It's because it has been found that in the rural areas, right, men, yes, as usual they will perform the work, but women's are been not concentrated too much, which has caused what it is that being having the talent, they could not able to do any sort of work due to the different reasons. So here self-help groups have came forward to help to the whom, to the women of the rural areas, so that they can have their dignity, their status, their importance, whether it is in the home or whether it is in the agriculture, whether it is in the industrial sector of a small scale or of the cottage or of the large scale. So regarding and how this self-help groups or whether they are promoting the trainings or giving them the vocational trainings or any other financial assistance, how they are doing those all things you are going to mention in the self-help groups. Another side, mention the objectives. Mention the objectives. Mention the objectives of the consumer consumer protection act. Okay, about that you are going to mention. Now the 38th question, what it says, it's UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, now plays a great role, a great role plays UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, plays a great role in the system of public administration. Public administration. Justify what you are going to do. You are going to justify this. How UPSC plays an great role in the or important role in the system of the public administration. Another side, India is committed. India is committed. India is committed to the policy of to the policy of to the policy of no first use, no first use of atomic of atomic ammunition, of atomic ammunition. This is also you are going to justify. Okay, India is committed to the policy of no first use of atomic communication. Justify. So we'll read out once again. How was Goa liberated from Portuguese? What were the features of fascism? List out the raw materials used in the paper industry. The southwest monsoon winds starts receding from the October. Why? Self-help groups are playing a vital role in rural areas. How? Mention the objectives of the Consumer Protection Act. UPSC plays a great role in the system of public administration. Justify. India is committed to the policy of no first use of atomic communication. Justify. So if these questions, these are the questions. Okay, some apart from that, there are many other questions are there. We will move with that also. Okay, now, so these are, let us go with the question number 40. What does question number 40 want to ask to us? Okay, now, as since from the long time I am saying you, if the questions, these all questions which we are taking, if these questions are been done very properly, then yes, you are on a very strong position of your exam to compete for the annual exam. Now the question number 40, question number 40, what it is there, it's asked about explain explain briefly about the Chipko movement. Briefly about which one? About the Chipko movement. About Chipko movement, the question you are going to answer. Okay, the very next question, what it asks, what which are the which are the factors which are the factors that create unemployment in India? The factors which create unemployment in what? In India. Next, 42nd. What is the role of government? What is the role of government now? Question is related to the government. Government in in maintaining law and order. In maintaining law and order. Okay. Now, and this is regularly from since from long times, near about 7 to 8 years, this question has been asked to you. Now, which which factors made European, which factors made European to to discover new sea route to India. New sea route to the India. Which factors made European to discover new sea route to India? Another side, subsidiary alliance. You are not going to subsidiary alliance. Okay, this question is not regarding the conditions of subsidiary alliance. Okay, subsidiary alliance the native native. Only two, 3 line answer it is. Subsidiary lines condition, if we go, there are near about 6 points are being given. We are not going to go with that. Okay. Now subsidiary line, understand this question. Subsidiary lines made the native rulers. Okay. Native rulers, native rulers powerless. Powerless. How? Okay, you are going to mention how. Subsidiary alliance made the native ruler powerless. How question? Okay, next. 45th. The question is again, what are the effects of soil erosion? What are the effects of which one? Of the soil erosion. What are the effects? Okay, those we are going to write it. Now here the next one. How are how are direct tax? That's a question related to the taxes. How are direct taxes different from indirect taxes? Indirect taxes. Different from indirect taxes. How are direct taxes different? So there is a differences you are going to mention. What is the difference between the direct taxes as well as the indirect tax? Now another side, 47th question, what it says. Okay, it asks, explain how the saving account explain how the saving account is different from, okay, from the current bank account. This question you have to answer. Okay, explain how the saving account. Now how saving account is different from the current bank account? We know very well that there are four accounts are being there. Okay, among the four accounts, these two accounts are what? They are very important are there. The question is, explain how the saving account is different from current bank account. I repeat it once again. The 40th question is, explain briefly about the chipco movement. Which are the factors that create unemployment in India? What is the role of government in maintaining law and order? Which factors made Europeans to discover new sea route to India? Subsidy lines made the native ruler powerless. How it is? What are the effects of soil erosion? What are the difference? What is the difference between the direct tax as well as the indirect tax? Explain how the saving account is different from the current bank account. Okay, these questions. Now, let us move with the which one? Our 48th question. What it asks is going to ask to us. Okay, now we are on the 48th questions. So these questions are very very important for the keeping in the exam in the mind. Okay. Now we will let us move with the which one, with the 48th question. Now 48th question, what it is? 48th question it asks related to explain the objectives. Explain the objectives. Explain the objectives of FAO, Food Agriculture Organization. Food Agriculture and Organization. Okay. 48. 49th question now. What it is that? Annie Besant, a social reformer she is now. Annie Besant. Okay, Annie Besant gave a new gave a new vitality gave a new vitality to the activities of okay, which society she belongs? Theosophical Society. Theosophical Society. The question is what? How? The question is there. So our 50th question now. Okay, animation gave a new vitality to the activities of the Theosophical Society. How it is? Next one. How now? How the Junagadh? How the Junagadh merged into merged into Indian Union, right? It's about Junagadh. How Junagadh become the part of the India. Another side. Write a short note on. Write a short note on. Short note on the islands. Islands of India. Short note you are going to mention Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep will be there. How many islands are be there? How they are being formed? Regarding that short note, you are going to mention. Write a short note on the islands of India. Okay. Now the gap between urban and rural, the gap between urban and rural area is increasing, right? The question is why it is increasing. That you are going to mention. The gap between urban and rural area is been increasing. Why it is been increasing? That you are going to mention. And the 53rd question, what it says? What are the measures? What are the measures? Sorry. What are the reasons? What are the reasons for the exploitation reasons for the exploitation of consumers? What are the reasons for the exploitation of consumers? Okay, so here 48th question, what it is? Explain the objectives of Food Agriculture Organization. Annie Besant gave a new vitality to the activities of Theosophical Society. How the Junagadh merged into Indian Union. Write a short note on the islands of India. The gap between urban and rural area is increasing. Why? What are the reasons for the exploitation of the consumers? So near about 53 questions. 53 questions of 2 marks we have discussed. So these questions are very 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 important for the annual exam from the social science topic of business study, economics, sociology. political science, geography, as well as the history. My dear viewers who all are watching, go through these all questions, make a proper notes of it, and work on, because exams are very very near. In my next session, I will come with 3 marks questions. I will come with 3 marks questions, which are also very very important. So till now, in our previous first part of 1 mark questions, we have discussed 50 questions. In our 2 marks, we have discussed near about 53 questions. Now, in the 3 marks question, let us again go with near to the 50 questions, which will help us in the way in framing of our whole question paper. Right? So, make others also be the part of the Hoogar Social Academy, and take how much of help you can take from this. And all other chapters are also been added. The whole syllabus has been added. It is uploaded, so you can go with the chapters also. Let us meet in our next session with the 3 marks questions.